Okay, to start off this look, I'm going in with Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eyelid Primer. That'd be great. And I'm going to work this into the top of my lid, and whatever is left over, bring it down to my bottom lash line. I'm going to be working a lot with Urban Decay's Naked palette, Naked Smoky palette, and I'm also going to use the brush that came with this palette. The first color that I'm going to work with is this color here, which is called Combust, and I'm going to put a little bit on the side that is the fluffy side of the brush. And I'm going to sweep this back and forth in my crease. I'm going to bring it up almost all the way to my brow bone. Next, I'm just using plain old Scotch tape. I'm just going to take a little piece off, and I'm going to touch it a few times so it's not as sticky, and I'm going to stick it right on my eye and angle it where I want my eyeshadow to end. Next, using a flat brush, I'm going into this color here, which is called Dirty Sweet. It's almost like a rusty coppery gold color. It's really, really pretty. And I'm going to pack this on the inner half of my eyelid. I'm going to make sure to bring it up on the crease a little bit. We'll blend all that out later. For the second half of my eyelid, I'm taking the color right next to Dirty Sweet. This color is called Radar. It's a bit darker. Using the same brush, I'm just going to pack that on the second half of my eyelid, again bringing it up to the crease. To deepen out this outer V, I'm going to take the color called Whiskey in this palette, which is this deep matte brown color. And I'm using that duo brush again that came with the palette, but I'm using the smaller, denser side. And I'm just going to pack this onto my outer V. This is what the tape is for, to kind of keep the eyeshadow controlled so it doesn't blend out too far. So I'm just using small dabbing motions to pack it into the V, and then I'm going to drag it up into my crease. This is definitely a buildable color, so I usually apply the color first and then I'll blend it all out, and then if I feel like I want it a little bit deeper, then I'll keep packing on the color, blend out, pack on the color, blend out, and so on and so forth until you achieve what you want it to look like, how deep you want it to be. So to blend it out, I'm just again using the same fluffy brush. I didn't clean it off or anything, that's okay, you can just use it dirty. And I'm just going to start blending this out into my crease. I don't want this dark color to go too high up on my brow bone, so I'm keeping it just blending out right above my crease, but not too high up. We still want that first blending color to peek through. Okay, next I have these two NYX eyeshadow pigments. One is in the color Penny and one is in the color Rust. They're very, very similar, but I'm going to mix these two together. So again, taking that flat shader brush, I'm just going to pick up one on the brush, and then I'm just going to pick up the other right on top of it. Now be careful with these, they're very, very loose and have a lot of fallout. So if you want, you can use a shadow shield under your eye, but they're pretty easy to wipe away if you don't have one like I do. But basically, I'm just going to take the two colors and pack it onto the very center of my lid. You want to blend it out as best as you can by using the same brush, because I've realized that if I went in with another brush and try to blend it out, the colors don't blend very easily, but if you just pack them on, they're a beautiful addition to your eye makeup. They just don't like to blend out and keep the pigmentation that they go on as. If you need to, you can always go back into the two colors we used for the eyelid and kind of blend out where the colors meet. But again, don't try to blend out the actual color itself. And this is another thing that you can always go back and add more if you want to build up the intensity. Trying not to disturb that pigment, I'm just going to blend out the colors in the crease very, very lightly. Move the tape. Now you're going to have this line here. Some people leave the line, but I just like to blend it out just a little bit. So I'm just going to stay with the line and just go back and forth. I'm not blending inwards, I'm not blending outwards, I'm basically going up. If you do need to blend to the side, make sure you blend inwards and not push it outwards. Next, I'm just going to quickly line my line, and as always, I use Hard Candy's Walk the Line in the color black. Believe it or not, my wing on this side is actually just as long as this side, but the eyelashes really do cover it up. So don't be like, wow, it's a really long line. Don't get me wrong, but it's not gonna look as dramatic once you have eyelashes on. Of course, you can opt out. You don't even have to wing out your eyeliner if that's not your thing. I just loved my wing liner. Next, I'm going to use a much smaller and denser brush. And I'm going into the color called Black Market. And I'm picking up a little bit on the brush. Now on my bottom lash line, I want to connect this color to my liner. So all I'm going to do is just simply dab the color on the outer, like third almost, of my lower lash line. Blending it so it blends in with my line. As I'm putting the color on, I'm making sure I'm blending it in with my eyeliner. Going back in with that dense side of the duo brush, I'm taking this color again, which was on our second half of our lid, which is called Radar. I'm picking up a little bit on the brush. And I'm going to blend this into my lower lash line, also blending in with that black. I'm not going to bring it all the way across. I'm stopping right about where my eyelashes stop growing. That same brush, we're once again going into Dirty Sweet, which was on the inner half of our eyelid. Using the same brush, I'm just going to pack this right on the inner half of my bottom lash line. Last step for eyeshadow is to go back into those two pigments with the same flat shader brush we had. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of this pigment on the tip of this brush. And same as we did on the top lid, I'm just going to pack this, but I'm just going to pack it on the middle of my lower lash line. It's so hard to think when you're actually trying to place makeup on. You're like, what is this thing called? Okay, all of our eyeshadow is done, so I'm going to apply 2 coats of mascara, and I'm just using Maybelline's Lash Sensational. I'm putting 2 coats on the top and 2 coats on the bottom. Next, I'm going to add a pair of dramatic lashes. These are just wispies, Ardell wispies, but there's 2 pairs on top of each other. For my waterline, I'm using this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the color Sparkle Leopard, and I'm just going to line my waterline. Once my eyelashes are dried, I'm going in one more time with the Walk the Line liner, and I'm just going to try to hide the lash band by going over it with the liner. Alright, moving on to lips. My lips have probably been driving you nuts the entire video because they are so pale, but that's because I had gone over them with concealer to completely mute out the color. Whenever I think of fall and lips, I always think of deep plums or dark red, so that's exactly what we're going to do today. So I'm using 2 lip products. One, I'm going to line my lips with Palladio's Herbal Lip Liner in the color Naked. It's almost like a deep brown color, and I'm going to start off with a dark base so the color on top will come off a little bit darker. So on top of that, I'm going to be applying my Kat Von D's Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the color Outlaw, and this should darken up the red. If you allow this lipstick to dry completely, it dries totally matte and is not gonna go anywhere in the entire day. Like, this stuff stays on like crazy. So for my hair, I was going to style it, but because I washed it yesterday, it's freshly clean, which means it doesn't like to hold style. So I'm gonna show you like the easiest mommy quick hairstyle that I do that comes out really nice every time. So you're going to need a couple of things for this look: a teasing comb, hairspray, I'm just using Victoria's Secret hairspray, some bobby pins, and an elastic is optional, the elastic part. And also optional are hair extensions. The hairstyle does work better the more hair that you have. So if it's short like this, it might just work better with, oh, I have a bobby pin in here. It might work better if you throw in a couple extensions. So let me show you how I get this look. Literally takes me like 3 minutes. Okay, so the first thing is I'm going to take off the elastic and I'm going to section my hair in half. Okay, so I just want a little bit of hair at the bottom poking out. And I can go ahead and tie the rest off and get that out of the way. Next, this is where I added my extensions. Now, I did a whole extension video on how to put your hair into a ponytail. It's essentially the same thing, but let me show you. So I'm going to take one of my tracks, and I'm going to start off by clipping in the middle track, just in the middle of my head. That's fine. And then take the side and kind of wrap it around, just any hair you can grab, and clip it in. And then take the third clip right here, and again wrap it around the other way and clip. You're essentially just wrapping the clips in a circle so they will stay in one area instead of like all over your head like normal extensions would. So that's all I'm doing. I'm taking a few tracks, I'm clipping in the middle track, wrapping around the side, clipping it in anywhere, wrapping it around the other side, and clipping it in anywhere. The only thing that I have to say about this is try to leave hair on the side with no extensions. And you really want to just keep wrapping the extensions around each other. So again, clipping in the middle, taking the end, wrapping it, clipping it, taking the other end, wrapping and clipping it. So I'll probably do about 5 to 6 extensions. This is going to be our bun. So as thick or as thin as you want your bun to be is how many extensions you should put in. Again, if you already have pretty lengthy hair, you don't even have to do this. But because my hair is only about shoulder length, a little more than shoulder length, I like to add in extensions to give me a little bit more hair to work with when it actually comes time to create the bun. And this is what it should look like. A big old clump of hair in the back of your head. It should look crazy. So now we're going to concentrate on the top of our hair. And I'm going to take it again and kind of section it off. So I'm pulling down some more hair and then tying away the rest of it again. Now we're going to start teasing. Now, teasing is not like a damage-free way for your hair, but I feel like it's a lot better than applying heat. So I'm just going to bring all the hair forward and start off with the front section. Just lightly comb it out. So I'm going to pull it pretty firmly, and starting from the middle with the bristles facing up, I'm just going to start pulling back my hair. Essentially, teasing is just creating a knot right here, so it lifts the hair on top of that up. So it just gives you more volume. So I like to do that a couple times. Take my hairspray, spray the underneath and the top. I'm going to show you one more time. I'll show you right here because it's the easiest part to show you guys. So again, take a section, start from the middle with bristles up, and just comb back. You can comb back as a little or as much as you want. Just remember, the more you tease, the more breakage and damage you can cause in your hair. So it should look kind of crazy like that. So I'm going to continue this all throughout my hair. When we get to the top layer, I'll show you how I tease it, because I actually tease it in like certain directions to achieve the style. But for right now, you can just kind of willy-nilly and just tease it all over. I think for this particular look, the back is the most important part to be teased. So when you get to the very back or the crown area, you really want this to be high. Okay, now we're moving on to the last section, which is the very front piece. So first, I'm going to part it like I would normally part it, and I part it a little bit off to the side. So now we want to tease it in the direction that I want the hair to go. So all of this will be teased to the side. All of like this right here is going to be teased back, and then again this off to the side. I just like to tease it in the direction that I want the hair to fall. It just helps create that volume, and you're creating style as you go. So I'm just teasing it as I was throughout my entire hair. Just this time I'm paying attention to direction. Now if teasing is not your thing, like if you don't like a lot of volume in your hair, this style is extremely achievable even without teasing your hair. You can skip this whole section and just go on to the next section. You absolutely don't have to tease your hair, especially if you don't like big hair. Me personally, I am just a big fan of big hair. So all I'm doing now that it's all teased in hairspray, I'm just taking my comb and I'm very lightly brushing out the top layer of my hair only. The layer that's pretty much hiding the rat's nest that's going on underneath. We just want to smooth this out so we don't see any of that teasing. If I feel like the back section or any section needs to be teased a bit more, I can go over it again and just smooth it out again. Once I have it like I like it, I like to give a quick mist to my hair right now and just try to smooth away as many flyaways as possible without losing any volume. Okay, so I just pulled it back and I'm lightly holding it, and I'm just going to kind of use my fingers to pull at it and style it a bit. You can also use the teasing comb if you need to smooth out any areas. I just want to get it as perfect as I can get it until we actually pin it. At this point you can pull down a couple strands of hair if you want to, otherwise you can also save that until the end, but you do risk ruining your hairstyle if you do wait. Okay, once I have it as I want it, we can still play with it a little bit after we pin it, but I'm just going to open up the bobby pin. I'm using the bobby pin to kind of scoop a little bit of hair on one end and twisting it over to the other and pushing. Woo! Goodness. Okay, let's try that again. Alright, I'm going to try to show you from the back. So we're grabbing a little bit of hair on this side and dragging it over to the other and pushing the bobby pin in. That way we secured the whole top of our head with only one bobby pin. So I have a lot of bang going on, we'll worry about that later. What I'm going to do next is gather the rest of my hair in my hand and just kind of create this low ponytail. You can absolutely stop here and just do a ponytail if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do a bun because my ponytail is looking a little ratchet. So I'm just going to take it in my hand and start twisting it and wrapping it around itself. Okay? Twist it a little bit and wrap it around. So now we have this bun. Using the other safety pin, not safety pins, my goodness, the bobby pins, I'm just going to start securing the bun into place. I like to start with one bobby pin on either side of the bun. And then taking some smaller bobby pins, I like to put one on the top and one on the bottom. Now you can start playing with your hair. I'm going to take any of those extra bobby pins that I have and pin back this big section as well. So I'm going to pull down as many bangs or as little bangs as I want. I honestly like to go for like a little bit of a messier look than making this look more sophisticated. So I'm just pinning back the bangs that I don't want hanging. And I see got a couple little flyaways from my bun, so I'm just going to use another bobby pin and secure that into place. Now I just like to go through my hair and just tug it very lightly just to make it a little bit more big and a little more voluminous. Again, you can absolutely skip the step if that's not really your thing, if you don't really care for that, but again, I love it. So I'm just going to pull it until I'm satisfied. My bangs are doing a little bit crazy things over here. And one more time, I'm going to spray the whole thing with hairspray. But I love this hairstyle. It's so quick. It's so easy. It is a little bit damaging, but I am trying to grow out my hair. So, of course, the teasing isn't going to help. But I went very, very light with the teasing. I wasn't aggressive with my teasing. But I just feel like it's a nice break to give from your hair, from heat and all that styling. It's so quick. It's so easy. And then your hair is left alone. Onto the outfit, I decided to wear this plaid shirt because we are going apple picking. I wanted to get into the spirit of fall, and it's still pretty warm out, but it's not too bad. I'd be pretty comfortable in this. So I also paired it with a pair of high-waisted shorts to just kind of give it a little bit of a summer and girlier look than just a plaid shirt with jeans. I decided to wear this long, almost rose gold heart pendant. And for earrings, I'm wearing these teeny tiny little bow earrings that have the same color in the plaid shirt. For shoes, I'm wearing these dark brown boots. I like to call them my Laura Croft boots because I always wear them to Comic-Con whenever I cosplay as her. And this is the entire outfit, you guys. Excuse the laundry basket behind me. But I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe if you don't want to miss any new videos. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter, both at ShaysandRae. And remember, there's a whole list of videos in the description that you guys can choose from for next week. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!